Okay. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Okay. Appreciate you guys being here this morning. First and foremost, want to start off by thanking everyone at Autzen who made Saturday night just a great night, great atmosphere. Certainly everyone there I know had a good time, and our players, our prospects, certainly they love that. They love the atmosphere, and they can't stop talking about it. So hope to have another great showing tonight, or I'm sorry, not tonight, Saturday. Saturday can't get here soon enough to have another great opportunity. For us, just watching the game itself, some good stuff. Obviously, there were explosive plays on both sides of the ball. Took advantage of turnovers. Special teams play continues to improve, minus the one fumble that we have. The ball skipped off our one player, so it should be something that we're better at in communication. And at the same time, saw a lot of guys play with lots of room to improvement. I think what we gathered from the tape, sure, we're getting better, but we still haven't seen our best football. We still haven't seen our best performance. So quickly, our sights set on Montana. I'll get to schematically and personnel-wise, all the things about them. From terms of our roster, a couple of things. From an injury standpoint, Jawan, we think is 50-50, still coming around. It's a soft tissue thing, so we expect progress, and it's going to be close. I mean, I think now we're kind of coming towards this thing could actually be a go. Andrew Johnson did not play. He tweaked a hamstring a little bit on Friday, but he should be good to go. Cam is still day to day. I know everyone's excited about Micah's tweet. Micah still, he's pretty ambitious. He's still got to wait a little bit, but he is getting better. We hope to have him with us in a few weeks practicing again. Also, for us on the kicker standpoint, Adam Stack will transfer from the program, okay, and to find an opportunity, a better opportunity for himself somewhere else, and we certainly respect that and will help him in any way that we can. That being said, I'll focus this on Montana. A couple things on them which I think are really important to note. Number one, just starting with their offense, think that their quarterback is really a special player. He's a runner. He's a thrower. He's the heart and soul of their team. Very tough. He'll throw his body around. There's no hesitation in his game whatsoever. The ball's out quick and it's accurate. I think he's a special player. He's complemented by some really special wide receivers. In fact, their slot, I think, has the opportunity to break the all-time receptions record this season. He's on pace to do so, but very explosive at the slot position and very long, athletic, and fast outside. And they do a great job just mixing up what they do from a tempo standpoint. They'll get 11 personnel and run some spread tempo stuff, and then jump into 21, 22 personnel, do some more pro-style concepts both in the run game, the pass game, play action as well, and do a lot of shifts and motions, try to get you off of your scheme and try to catch you one or two gaps short and try to expose you defensively. Their offensive line, I love watching them play because they play with toughness. I believe overall they have 10 starters back, but 13 guys on their offense have started at least a game or two for them the previous season. I don't think their tight ends get enough credit. I know Colin Bingham, just watching him, 88, watched him a lot just because he's so physical, and he sets the point whether they're running power, outside zone, inside zone. And they use 2 and 3 tight ends at a time, so that's a little bit on their offense, but obviously real explosive offense. They've scored a lot of points. Defensively, a very different challenge that we've had. I know it's we faced a 3-down front this past week. This one's a little bit different. They're in that 3-down front probably 70% of the time, and then 30% of the time they're in a 4-down front. They play with with three. Yeah, they have a couple three safeties at a time in the game to complement their 2 corners. So 5 DBs at a time with 3 down linemen and 3 linebackers. One of those linebackers will move up on the line of scrimmage to present their 4-down package as well. But it all starts with number 33, Dante Olson, just a hard-nosed, tough, physical, fast, instinctive football player, manning up the middle of that defense right there. And you're looking at getting some type of stunt up front, whether it be a TE, an EN, meaning truly the end and the nose stunting on first and second down, not third down, on first and second down to present a lot of fit issues for the offense, blocking scheme issues. They communicate extremely well. Thought the back end of their defense does a really good job communicating and passing off concepts, matching concepts as well. And just a very different scheme than what we face, so we've got to have a great week of preparation.
Questions right over to Ryan on the right.
Mario, after the game, before you looked at the film, you said you felt like it was a pretty complete game, and you just said you haven't played your best game yet. What areas do you think you guys need to shore up before Pac-12 play?
Well, I think we just got to keep getting physical at the point of attack, at the line of scrimmage. When you play a scheme that has so many looks, multiple pressures, very different pressures, a couple than what we prepared for. When you look at them offensively, the way that they try to catch you with a lot of eye candy with some of the fly motions and the screens and whatnot, you still can't allow yourself to lose your eye discipline. You still got to play fast. You got to play physical, play blocks, and knock back defenders, and then figure it out on the run. I think sometimes we just caught ourselves peeking or not completely finishing a block, and we got to get better.
Left, Matt.
After Auburn, you said on first down you were off schedule against Nevada. I think you guys averaged almost 10 yards per play on first downs. Mm-hmm. How much does that just allow your offense to do everything you showed against Nevada? Well,
I think our guys enjoy playing with tempo, and certainly to be able to play with tempo, you got to get the sticks moving, and when they did, we were able to do that. And third down, we still got to get better. I think we were 40%, 41%. You want to be at that 50 mark. That'd be the best in the country, and that's what we strive for. But certainly doing that allows you to open up some things and play fast and keep the defense on their heels.
In the middle, James.
Couple other personnel updates, Mario. J.J. Tucker didn't dress, and while you played 77 guys, one who wasn't there was Drew Mathis, and he was with the second team defense in the spring. Inside linebacker's pretty thin. Just what's his status at this point?
Drew's coming along. I think Drew's really close. We're prepping him both for special teams and to play linebacker. He's going to be a really good player for us this season. I think MJ got a lot of reps. So did G-Mon. So Drew is closing in, and we have a lot of faith in him. We think he's going to be a really good football player. Tucker, we felt the other guys deserved to play more, and they did. That's simple.
What do you like with Darian Felix? It seems like in the limited snaps he's had, he's performed pretty well. He had that big touchdown run, and just what's keeping him from being in the primary discussion? I know Verdell and Dye are pretty good, but what's the difference?
Well, he's part of it now. He is. He's had some health issues early on, but nothing too serious. Just some nicks and stuff that have kept him out. And now he feels healthy. He's showing it in the way he's practicing and obviously the way he performs. So, no, he's 100% in that mix, and that's the way it's gonna look going forward. We feel like we have some guys that are pushing each other, making each other better.
We're on the rack, right?
Mario, I know Andy worked hard in the spring to get everyone on board, but you have so many freshmen in the defense. How much are they playing with instincts and just playing and not thinking too much? And how did you get them to do that so quickly?
Well, I think if you've seen the way we practice and the way we walk through, they're very organized, they're very detailed. Everything is conceptually based, and the teaching progressions that go with Coach Avalos' defense and the way Coach Williams, Coach Hayward, Coach Salavea, Coach Wilson, the way they piece it all together, it's impressive. There is a rhyme and a reason for everything, the what to do, the how to do, and why we do it that way. And like any player, when they see themselves have success, they want more. And I think you'll see the building littered today with players coming in to try to get extra film time to prepare because they feel themselves getting better, and we expect them to get better.
All right, Jerry.
Yeah, Coach, you talked about Montana mixing things up on offense, going pro style. I assume you mean under center there, maybe? Anyway, my question is with the 6'6", 240-pound quarterback in short yardage, have you worked on Herbert sneaking or going under center or just that whole concept of mixing that up in your offense?
In terms of putting our quarterback under center?
Yeah.
Haven't done much of it.
Is there a reason why?
Just haven't done much of it.
I think it's pretty impressive how your guys tackle in space. How well have they done that in 2 games? It doesn't seem like there's been a lot of missed tackles through 2 weeks.
Well, our guys actually think they could get a lot better. We work tackling drills on a daily basis, everything from closing in on the ball carrier, closing in on quarterbacks, eating up grass, making sure that from a technical standpoint that we're open hip where we need to be and closing it where it needs to be as well, and making sure that, we've really emphasized rugby tackling as well, making sure that we're wrapping up well, that we call killing the engine, making sure we're running our feet through contact, which we still got to get better at. But it's a point of emphasis, and it's good to see that we're getting some good results.
Last season, Mario, the talent and results in the secondary weren't totally matching up. I realize it's only a couple of games, and you had freshman quarterbacks in both these games, but That was their lowest passing yardage number in a long time for Nevada, one of the lowest of his career as a coach. Mm-hmm. Are you starting to see the results and matching up with talent more in the secondary, not just from corners, but universally, because you're putting Javon in the slot at times, so it's everybody.
It's everybody, and these guys last year, I think a lot of times people forget they're 18 years old and true sophomores. A lot of other programs, they'd be redshirt freshmen. They don't have the same experience. But towards the end of the year, we felt they were really playing at a much higher level. And I think the thing that this defense and our defense coordinator bring to the table really ties in the back end to the front really well. So they're in sync. So when we're bringing pressure, we understand our leverages, when we're playing man, when we're matching stuff up. And so when you combine that with some pretty good pocket push and some good edge pressure, it allows you to to cover and hold up a little bit better on the back end. But overall, just the way that they have put in time and the way they've invested in their craft, it's paying off.
Mario, you mentioned Felix, and with him, you're 4 deep there, maybe even 5 deep with Dollars. Overall, though, where do you see the run game right now compared to where you want it to be?
Oh, we still got to keep getting better. I mean, we had some explosive plays and we had some positive plays. When you play a defense like that, at times it's going to be feast or famine due to the pressures. They brought corner and will, putting you a man short. And sometimes the RPO dictated for the ball to be spit out there, which negates some rushing yards. And you're caught in the middle, right? Because when you do spit a ball out there, it's like, hey, that's awesome. We have one of the best quarterbacks in the country, and we're not going to get ourselves in a tough play. And then sometimes when you spit the ball out, when I say spit, when I throw the ball out there, right, you see a handoff that could have been maybe a 25-yard gain. So you have to live with it once you choose a direction to go with. And we're going to stay aggressive on both ends of it and trust our quarterback with what he sees. And so because of that, sometimes you may feel like you're a little bit skewed in the numbers, but there is progress. Feel great about the guys up front and tight ends with the way we're coming along. But know that from a technical, a fundamental, from a relentless pursuit of being a great running team, we still got to keep pushing, going forward, and improving.
There were a handful of freshmen who didn't play this past week, whether it's Kale or Javon, Trevin, Isaac, Trequez. I believe that covers everybody. I might have missed one. Would you hope, if circumstances dictate, to be able to, especially with Kale, because he's probably not going to get a ton of opportunities given he's third quarterback, but to potentially get some of these guys some game reps this week, possibly?
Well, our focus is on playing them the best we can. To me, it's anytime any game comes around, that's the only focus. We haven't discussed, hey, I think you know how it is. It's respect everybody that you play, and we got ourselves a heck of a ball club coming in. In terms of players in general getting reps, we'd like to get anyone on our roster that continues to show improvement and progress reps. And by that, I mean on Fridays when we have our young guys scrimmage, we grade it and evaluate it. And a lot of guys are reaching that line, the line where we feel they're guys that are capable to help us win football games and play. Like, for example, you saw Keon play a bunch, and you saw Brandon Dorless and Christian Willems get in there. Those guys they're right there. They're on the verge of being able to help us. So that Friday schedule allows us to do that. And so that'll be the process the whole year. So you could see this every single week. It's going to be, okay, who's going to get an opportunity to play due to that they've showed what they've showed.
After having a chance to review the film, how do you feel like Tyler Shuck did and just overall command of the offense? I know he won a complete pass, but how do you feel like he did just running the show? Yeah,
Tyler did a real good job. And you know what? He took a couple hits and got right back up and kept going, but his decisions were on point. He was accurate. Also made a play with his feet as well, got outside the pocket. He got tripped up there. He would have gone for a little bit more. But we felt that since the spring that his progress has been great, and we trust him to go in there and make plays. And it's good to see him play. I know he wanted to get in there, and he deserved to get in there, so glad to see him do well.
Realize it's a very small sample, Mario, but because Kayvon had talked so much about having really, really high goals, and I know Auburn really avoided that side of the field and getting away from him and stuff, and he made the big play on the punt this past weekend. But he had talked about being extremely disruptive, and I know there's a long season to go. But what have you seen from him on tape? How is he handling the not getting that sack yet when he had a very lofty goal of the number of sacks that he was looking for this season?
Well, I think he's handling it like he has to handle it. The bottom line is he knows that him, like everybody on our team, has to work and get better. it's great to have goals. The part that's great about him and the other guys, they're working to achieve that stuff, and recognizing when you watch tape, hey, from a technical and fundamental standpoint, got to keep improving. Got to be completely tied into the scheme and get better and improve. And I think you're going to see some really good production from him. He's got a lot of pride in what he does.
We got time for 2 more. Thanks, Coach.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good afternoon. Ball. Film all day.
Were you up till 2:30 watching Washington?
We're up till late because we started the recruits. Kind of important guys.